And we are back. Welcome back to Crux Media Presents the past the remote, the review of Married at First Sight, season 13, episode 10. What's it called? Locked Out.
Locked Out.
We are locked out.
It's called Escape from Jose Island.
So don't forget that we are brought to you by Crux Media. Looking to start a podcast or growing your podcast? Contact Crux Media via email info@cruxmediagroupllc.com. Crux Media, where they aim to create, inspire, and promote all media. Crux is at the heart of everything media. And you know you can catch us on all your podcast platforms. Just search Crux Media Past the Remote, Relationship Status, My Girl Speak with Key, The Very Necessary Podcast, and soon that dude Jeff is about to have his podcast, so you can search him too. But we are here with you live and in effect for another Thursday night, a little bit earlier, a little half an hour earlier. But in the house we got my man, that dude Jeff, aka Big Muffins. What's happening, Big Muffins?
Mama, I made it. I'm back. Hey, what's going on? Yo, I got a dad joke for you real quick, bro. I heard this when I felt like I needed to share this.
Okay.
What do you call, I can't say midget, but what do you call a Mexican little person?
A chalupa?
Did you say a chalupa? Listen to me. Hold on, I got you. You call them a paragraph because they're not a full essay.
I'm sorry.
I keep telling y'all. We're gonna get canceled.
Okay.
My bad. Rookie mistake.
Okay.
Rookie mistake. It's my second time on the show. Yep.
All right. We can't have those jokes, okay, sir? All right. Key, welcome, Key. How you doing?
Happy Thursday! Hey.
Yeah, that's
My
sorry,
bad,
joke's still hanging with me.
No, it didn't. The crowd, like somebody actually said a paragraph, like,
Okay.
like
somebody answered the question.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, but that's what it is. Hey man, remember if you want to join the conversation, email us at relstatpodcast@gmail.com, or go ahead and leave us a voicemail 843-310-8637. Especially if you want to be a guest on the show, hit us up, man. You definitely will be. Jeff started out as a guest, and now he's a host. He's a co-host.
Right.
So
that's what I do. God is good. He answers prayers. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
Now I do have something for you, Jeff.
Yeah.
I want to say congratulations to you and your beautiful wife on 8 years of marriage. Your anniversary was yesterday.
My dude, yes, man. It was the 21st of September. It was a
Black
beautiful,
love.
beautiful. Yeah, man, we made it. Shouts out to my wife, baby. If you're watching the show, I love you.
Okay,
that's all I need to say. I love you. That's it.
But you have to say that. You can't not say that.
I mean, we could do like we call up Pastor Cal.
You never go wrong with Pastor Cal. Never.
Nah, you can't. Not at all. All right, so let's go on and get right into the show. Jen's running a little bit behind, y'all. She had to record, very necessary, recorded about maybe 30 minutes ago. So she's rushing to get on. So we just want to, she'll be on shortly. So y'all just kind of bear with us. Those of us that are waiting for the person, the moistness.
Bruh, listen to me. I had a kid wash his hand. I had a kid wash his hands today. He said my hands are moist, and I fell out because I said saturated right behind it. That doggone gin.
Doggone Jen. But we're gonna get into who said that. Who said that segment? Is brought to you by Unfiltered. Head over to unfilteredforever.com for everything from tees to tech suits to leggings for the ladies. Unfiltered has you covered. Use the promo code RSP at checkout for 10% off your entire order. So visit unfilteredforever.com. And remember, there is a science to being you. Now, you know how this works. You know how it goes. We going to give you the line. And what you're going to do is you're going to give me who said it.
Okay.
I'm going to run a list of people that possibles. And then you're going to say who said it. And we didn't give away a t-shirt last week because everybody flunked.
Well, they did. I had one.
Yeah, everybody flunked.
Well, it was kind of. It was.
You ain't
it
win.
was a. It was.
You ain't win.
But I won the week before.
You said you did win the week before. Or was it a tie?
It was a tie last week. I won the week before.
Okay. Key, you know what you get? You get one of these right here.
I'm tired of this.
Good job.
Do you feel unappreciated? I don't know if I'm unappreciated now. All right, so let's get into it. First quote. All right, now listeners, you know how it goes. If you chime in, you get the answer correct. The listener that has the most correct at the end, you win a free t-shirt. All right, since Unfiltered, they said we didn't give a shirt away last week. They're giving away another one this week. All right, so the first quote. I crave emotional connections and vulnerability. A, Michaela. B, Brett. C, Michaela. Or D, Jose.
That was Brett. It ain't Muriel, old icy self. That's Brett.
I feel like it was Brett too.
And Zach all the way vulnerable. So now it's Brett.
Okay. And the answer is Brett.
Yeah.
So
shout out to the homie Levette, man. My homie Levette checking in. What's going on, Miss Terry?
Okay, she got that beat. So she's winning right now amongst the listeners. All right. The next one. Marriage is work. Marriage is hard work. A, Michaela. B, Brett. C, Rachel. Or D, who's the last one left?
Gil, Miracle, Johnny, back.
Gil, let's go Gil. Gil. Let's throw Gil in there.
Well, whoever it is ain't the right answer.
Yeah. It ain't. So one of the first three.
Could you read them off again?
All right. Marriage is work. Marriage is hard work. All right. So we got A, Michaela. B, Brett. C, Rachel. And D was Gil, but we know Gil ain't right. So
I'm going to go with Michaela.
I feel like my mama said that.
What did your mama say?
When marriage is work, marriage is hard work.
Okay.
I think it was Michaela. Was it Michaela? I'm gonna go Michaela.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, that's my final answer.
The correct answer is A, Michaela.
Oh, look at us.
We are so simpatico.
So okay, you got to keep up with who's winning now. So it's a tie, right? Levette and Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Levette and Carolina. Question number 3, quote number 3. Your words hold no substance. And that is A, Johnny. B, Jose. C, Gil. Or D, Dr. Vivian.
That was definitely Gil.
Man, what you talking about? That was Dr. Vivian. Dr. Vivian came in and shook up everything.
It's safe to go with the doctor. It's just always safe. But
it was Gil. That dude.
I said Dr. Vivian, man. I'll take the L on this one. See, thank you, Caroline. I thought it was Dr. Vivian.
That would be Dr. Vivian as well.
Okay. The answer is Gil.
I don't get no round or ball.
No, we ain't on that side. All right, so nobody got that one.
You get one of these.
I mean, you did. So what is it? Key, you up 2-1?
She's up 2-1.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, she up 2-1.
Yeah, because but
Yeah,
no,
2-1.
it's
Okay, y'all
2
tied
and
on 1. Y'all tied on 1.
because we got 2.
Yeah, it's 3. Y'all both
Okay,
got
so
1. Second one.
it's 3-2. Yeah,
No.
she's up 1.
No, we got the second
Okay,
one
3-2,
right.
3-2, 3-2. You're right.
Well, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go 3-2, Key.
3-2. All right, next one. I need someone who was patient. Thank you, Jesus. A, Mila. B, Rachel. C, Michaela. Or D, Gil.
Mirror.
Oh, that's Mirror.
A.
That's Mirror. Well, yeah, that's Mirror. She needs God-given patience.
Carolina does agree.
And
the
answer is Mirla. All right. So,
Dear God, that Mirror.
So Carolina's up 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still a tie, 4-3. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
4-3. And this one,
yeah.
Jeff, you need this for the tie, Jeff.
I'm coming for it, baby. Steph Curry at the shot, man.
Hey, Levette, you need this one for the tie.
Come on, V, we in there, sis.
This is the last one. I think that's what love is. Being that rock, that consistent force in someone's life. A, Dr. Vivian. B, Johnny. C, Gil. Or D, Miller.
None of them didn't say that. Bounce at it. So I'm gonna just say nothing on that. Y'all do this.
You gotta pick one. What you mean that? You got the man gave the choices. You ain't playing fair. You ain't playing fair. Mulligan. Do-over.
No, that's the one, and I'm right. One of those did say.
She said A. Who's A again?
Y'all gotta keep up with me, man.
You know what? If I would have known, I would have taken notes. I would have brought some paper.
The answer is Johnny. So Levette and Carolina, since you had the same answer, we'll go ahead and send you ladies out a t-shirt. Go ahead and email relstat.podcast@gmail.com your size and your address, and we'll go ahead and get those t-shirts out to you.
I know when Johnny talk about being anybody rock.
It was Johnny. He was talking about bow.
It's them superpowers, boy.
Hey man, he got them F-boy powers.
He put that straw in it. He ain't been the same since.
He got that straw in that.
He ain't been the same since.
He did that. All right, let's get into it. All right. Usually, our fans out there, we normally kind of run through the whole. We go in order, but this time we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to go by the issues between the couples. All right. So we're going to start with Brett and Ryan. They met with Dr. Vivian. Ryan seems to be waiting on an attraction that I don't think will ever happen. But my question is he really waiting on this attraction, or is he just waiting for the time to be up?
I think he's waiting for the time to be up.
I mean, what makes you say that?
Because it's only but so many more different ways this man can say, I'm not attracted to you and I'm not really in this. Like he keeps talking about a type and she doesn't fit that type. And when people agree out there agree with me, when you know, but it definitely don't take this long. Like my dude is just he there for I don't know, I guess for the free apartment.
Well, I think I can agree with you there, Jeff. But I believe that now we tried to get one of the guys on out of the news and updates group. His name is Chris Ray. He writes these detailed breakdowns of the episodes, and he brought up a point, and he said that if Ryan is acting a certain way towards Brett, he may not be into her at all and may feel stuck due to his contract and probably afraid to say or react to anything, knowing that he's being filmed, lest he be judged in the court of public opinion. That is social media. Now, what do you like? Do you agree with that? Like he's just kind of like trying to stay out of that negative outlook of social media.
Oh
I think
yeah.
that's why his stance or his opinion changes from week to week. Have you noticed that? He says something different every episode of why he's not attracted to her.
Yeah, it just seems to be he's searching and he's pulling things
Mhm.
out of the air to kind of make a point of, hey, look, I'm not all the way in.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
simple fact that he refers to this as a contract, as a deal. It's like, this ain't a marriage. We just here. We partners. They're like two awkward best friends.
well, I just think that's, and you're right. So in this sense, does Ryan come off superficial?
Yeah, I really feel like
He,
you remember the first episode, like when they got married,
Mhm.
that probably was like the second one. But on that episode, like all he kept talking about was the redness of her hair and how he didn't talk to redheads. Which, if I'm not mistaken, now I could be wrong, but that girl hair came out the bottom. That's
Yeah,
not even a
that's not
real.
even her real
That's
hair.
not even her real hair color for him to be making such a big fuss about it. But he said in so many ways that he wasn't attracted to her in the beginning.
Yeah, and he keeps repeating. But do you think that if he were to get the juice box, that his ideas and thoughts would change?
Depends on how wet it is.
nah,
Oh,
because that ain't his flavor.
Like, I mean, it depends. I mean,
That
because
ain't
Bow
his
had
that
that
ain't his
long
flavor.
ass
He gonna
mouth.
get you ever
Yes.
get that one tea you think that you gonna like, it be like passion mango fruit strawberry, and you taste it and you be like, ugh. Yeah, that I think that's what he creeping up. And he, like you said, he's just too afraid to say it, man.
you think it's becoming a thing there?
The thing is, if he really wanted
Because
to
good
take
and
that
well they're
step,
gonna
he
eat him
could have did
alive.
it. He could have took that step with her because she's ready. So I don't even think he's going to try to do
Later on
that.
in the show,
Oh
she says
yeah.
she's not there. Later on
But
in the episode, she
but
says she's
she
not
said
there.
that after all of the times that he said he wasn't there himself, because the episode before that she said she was.
It's
I think I wouldn't be there either if you steady making me feel unwanted.
that's true. I can.
She doesn't feel like enough.
She doesn't. She ain't, and
Go ahead, Jeff.
unfortunately he's not showing anything. So I mean, but did y'all see them when they sent them to meet the Fockers?
You mean when they went to that little class?
Yeah.
Yo,
At this point, they trying everything.
They throwing up everything, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he put the blindfold on with the whistle
and
the
they got
wind.
the tantric and the hands flowing over them, and but
Hey,
at the end of it all, you saw how awkward Brett was.
Mm-hmm.
Brett says
terrible.
she's not ready to be intimate with him. And is it because he hasn't opened himself up? Do we sometimes find ourselves in situations where we're so open to the idea of things and that person is closed off that it ends up closing us off?
Yes, I think that's
yeah.
what happened to her. Because last week she was saying she was ready to take that next step in intimacy. So I think after hearing him say not another week that he's just not there and it's just not it for him, she don't feel like that no more. She feels.
Go ahead, Jeff.
No, I was about to say, I think I need to see them like behind the scenes, like behind the camera stuff, because he seems super camera shy. So like he's saying something, like something else is going on behind the scenes. I think that's further driving this wedge.
But here's the thing though, Jeff. I don't know how much that's true, because it seems as though their on-camera chemistry stinks. Like Gil and Mirla, I can see stuff happening off camera because their on-camera chemistry is there. You know what I mean? And I just feels like, yeah, Caroline, I think that's a good point. Like she feels rejected. And if you're rejected, but here's my question to you. Why do we stay with people who reject us? Or why do we try?
Because we're not married. They are.
So
married people do it.
I'm saying
her,
like
man, it's
they
the
are
idea
in
of
this
marriage.
No, but married people do it.
It's for some people, it's the idea of marriage, the idea of I got that quote unquote person who's supposed to be there no matter what. So I think she's still caught up in the idea of having somebody that she's accepting this, hoping he'll get to this point. Yeah, it's hope. It's all the way hope.
Yeah, and they say, they say hope is the worst drug. And I think is she hanging on to hope, or do you think she's already like out of it?
I think she's losing it. But before, like, she was 10 toes down for this man.
She was. She made a whole game for him last week. And he rejected her even then because he was like, "Oh, you got this many things that you like about me. I don't have that many things about you yet."
I got
And
one
that was
card.
really hurtful.
Yeah, because like you see when they even did the when they was doing the whole creepy crazy sex thing, like
Creepy,
she
crazy sex thing.
like no, but she said she's like did she say something like I want to be your best friend or something like that? Like, you know, when they were supposed to be saying each other something to them, the only thing he could say nice about her is like I like your eyes. Like I think you have beautiful eyes.
Nah, but yeah, because that was weird. That was weird. Like that right there was weird. Like he was like, "What do you like about it?" He was like, "I love it. The first time I saw you, I liked your eyes." But she was even weirder because he was like, "Your beard." He really got
No,
no beard.
You
She had
remember when
nothing
she said why she was being like that. She said she didn't want.
Oh, she feels. That's
yeah,
right. That's right.
She
That's
said
right.
that
That's
when
right.
they showed the camera, she was like, "I just don't want to, put more into it." The girls told him all the reasons why she liked him last week.
She did,
and he looked
and I thought
incredibly uncomfortable.
But I thought that was amazing that he did that. Like I thought that she did that. I thought
she
last
basically
episode,
affirmed him. She made affirmations, and he did not receive them.
And he made something else that's not a formation.
Definitely not.
He made a walking formation.
Yeah, he did.
What happened? What was that?
I was reading the comment.
What is it?
Say even the dog gets tired of being kicked.
Shoot, that's a true. That's true, isn't it?
But the thing that got me
It's
about
true.
this, because we changing it up, so we talking about couple by couple. So can we discuss the fact that after Dr. V spoke with them, he went home?
Yeah, he left. No, that's what I was gonna get to that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like, no, you're good. No. You can bring things up too.
Okay.
Yeah. He afterwards he said he took a page out of Bao's book. He took a page out of Johnny's F-boy book.
The F-boy superpowers at work.
Stop coming for Bao, because
I'm sorry. He took a page out of Johnny's F-boy book. I need to reset. Did he use the quotation marks? Because he was in the car with the personal camera.
With his sad looking self.
I just need to go home. And okay, now when he returned, should she have acted the way she was? Should that response have been so welcoming when he returned?
It wouldn't have been for me.
Why not?
Mm-hmm. I ain't that nice.
What you mean?
I'm not that nice.
I mean, like he came home.
So
babe
you're supposed
home.
to. You don't apply a fish for swimming.
My babe is home.
Wait, you don't what?
Apply a fish for swimming. He's supposed to come home. In the contract, it says that.
That's my first time hearing that. But that was a new one. But yeah, she should not have. I don't know. You know what? That's that hope part right there for her. He said he going home to reset, and she saw how it worked out for Johnny and Bao, and she was like, so when he come through this door, he gonna be a new man. Come on, baby, come home to me. Nothing.
I think the dogs liked each other. He came back. She came back home to the cold.
Listen to me. I'm riding with the dogs this week. That's who I'm picking. I'm picking the dogs this week. They get along better than anybody.
All right. Shoot, that's pretty much Brett and Ryan's journey this episode. Now we're gonna move on to Zach and Michaela. They really start out with them and Dr. Viviana. Michaela says that her trust level. She asked the question about trust level. Michaela says that her trust level is 50%. Her reasoning is due to her reasoning, which is, he's still holding on to these things. He's leaving and not coming home at night. And he fell asleep at his house when he went to pick up something. Is she justified in this 50% of trust feeling?
Yeah, she is. She is.
I think she kind of is. I mean, I hate to side with Team Crazy, but I think she kind of is on this one.
You think she's is it definitive?
I don't think it's definitive, but I think in this one instance she has a point, and she looked like one of them. Like when she get a point, she's gonna drive that point home.
No, I feel like that's Zach. Zach is holding on to.
No. I agree that I agree why she wouldn't be 100%. Maybe I didn't understand your question.
Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right.
I agree why she wouldn't be, because if you're going to constantly bring up something that I did 2 weeks ago, and you basically saying that it stopped you from progressing your feelings or it made you feel a different way, like honestly, 50 was kind of high based off of how he's treating her.
Yeah. Well, what I would say is from with Zach and Michaela. Michaela brought up a point that I thought was a good point. And Jeff, to your point, I don't like to side with crazy, but she said that I thought we dealt with this when we went to counseling.
Right.
She was like, we've been going to counseling. So I was of the opinion that we've dealt with this, but you're still holding on to it. That raised a question for me.
Mm-hmm.
One, is Zach putting on for the camera?
No, I don't think he's putting on for the camera.
You can't cry that
I'm
much
saying because
no, because no, he wouldn't put his stuff out like that.
No, I'm just saying we don't know. But if you're saying you've already if you're saying that you've dealt with things in if you've dealt with things in counseling and you're still bringing those things out of counseling up,
that's an actual common trait, just not with men. Us women do that all the time.
Further proving my point.
Further proving the point.
Yeah,
right.
So that is normal for us not for a person not to forgive and keep bringing it up.
Okay, so is Zach's fear of Michaela's reactions, is that fair?
It's fair, but I think the problem is he's not, like she said in the conversation, he's not giving her the opportunity to show different. Mm-hmm. I think that's the biggest thing, because I think he even go on to say it like he had this rose-colored view of marriage, and he's not realizing, like, we got to put in some work. Like, this is a 24/7 job. Like, I got to love you when I'm pissed at you. Like, I can't just be like, okay, I'm gone, I'm out. Like, I still got to talk to you. I still got to do all this type of stuff. I still got to love you even after you don't. What's the analogy he used last week? You don't stung me three times.
Stung me three times.
I'm reading the book and you keep stinging me. Yeah. He don't know. And I think that's a thing with a lot of younger people when they get married. They like the idea of the marriage. They like the fact that they got that person with them, but he doesn't know how to get the work in. Like, we talked about last week how, he has this idea from his parents' marriage, but he doesn't know how his parents got to there. This is how their parents got to there. Like, you can't go to bed mad. You can't just leave and not come back. Like, you say you love her, you got to fix this.
Okay. And that was my point there. Like last week we said, remember last week I said, you can't tell me that you're looking at your parents as what a marriage should and could be when you don't know what they have gone through and the things that they've had to put up with to get to that point. I remember a long time ago, a friend of mine said he had a candid conversation with his mom after his dad died. And they were married for like 50 something years. And his dad, he said that he'd never known his dad. He said never saw his parents argue. Never saw them. He never noticed them sleeping in a different house. And the mom was like, "Yeah, your dad cheated on me with almost everybody on the block. What's your name down the block? That's actually your brother. You know what I'm like? Used to come play with you all the time.
Wow,
that's your brother." And he was just blown away at the fact that she was like, and he was like, "Well, why did you stay, Mom?" And she was like, "I was married." And so I just don't think that exactly what it is. Marriage isn't perfect. Mm-hmm. It's staying together in spite of the imperfections that each one of you have. And if everybody is working together, so that means Zach's going to have to let it go.
Right.
Her reactions are her reactions. And if you're saying that she's man. No, and that's going to be his hang up. Well, then he's going to lose. Like, I'm not saying Michaela is not crazy. I'm not, because we done seen it. And we ain't seen the worst blow up yet from all the previews.
Right.
There's one blow up we definitely haven't seen. But Michaela made a point last episode that I think what they call it, poo-pooed, or I glossed over, which after listening to her on this episode, she said, "Zach, you never take any accountability for what you do to cause my blow up. Yes, I'm wrong for my blow ups. I understand that. That's cool. I'm working on it. You're asking me to change something in a week that I've been doing all my life."
Right.
Right.
Which is a valid point.
Mm-hmm. As
crazy as Michaela is. And going back to Chris, because Chris made the point that he said that, hold on, I got to pull up his message real quick. He said that we know production pushes narratives for each participant, i.e. Bougie Mirla or Michaela's anger issues. do you basically like they're pushing that made us keep watching, like we're waiting for Michaela's next blow up.
Yeah.
And not looking at it like, well, shoot, this dude is steady saying I can't fully be in with you, one, and two, that I'm still hanging on to, I'm still scared of, I stay out, I'm supposed to come do movie night, but I text you, I don't call you, I text you and say, hey, I'm not gonna make it, I'm too tired. I don't call you. That's rough. Like, my trust is at a 50 at that point.
Right.
Yeah, you don't cancel on no black woman at the last second. That's asking for a blow up.
He has a history of that.
And he has a history of it. And he has a history of it. So that begs and we went past that. My next question was, should we expect perfection from our spouse? I don't think we can. After Dr. Vivian leaves, I think one of my favorite parts happens.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Lord. I mean, Lord.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Jesus.
Oh my Lord, Lord. Mm-hmm.
You sound like Prince.
Oh my God.
You sound just like Prince.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, cuz, really?
Oh, son.
Like,
I'm so tired of these men crying every season.
Like purity foolishness.
And they always cry over stuff they shouldn't be crying over.
Yo, I will say this. This is the season in which we had the most men cry.
Oh, and it never made sense to me when they started crying.
Like Johnny started crying and I couldn't figure out why.
I still don't know what that was about.
I just signed up and I don't know why. Now he crying for other reasons. Ooh.
The F-boy superpowers are real.
The F-boys, that yum yum sauce.
The yum yum sauce is delicious.
So, I mean, but at the end of the day, I think that it seems like attention seeking to me.
Yeah.
I think Zach's just attention seeking. I just think
he's not attractive to me anymore.
Poor kid.
Oh, he was attractive?
Yeah, I didn't like Gil, remember?
That's right. You didn't like Gil. Yeah, she did like Zach. She did think Zach was the ish now.
I just wanted to shave his chest hair.
He do got that taco meat.
The man can't have the taco meat?
No, I
Man did get that taco meat.
And I don't like the way Gil
I saw the Untitled episode and Zach said something. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. You gonna stop attacking that man's body here. He can't help that. Oh, boy, I was about to say, I saw the Unfiltered episode and Zach said something which I think is important because I think he's all the way checked out now. He was like, him and Michaela don't even sleep in the same bed. He said they don't sleep in the same bed. They barely when they barely talk at home. Like I went and watched the Unfiltered episode. He said they have very little communication at the house. Like when he said that whole not sleeping in the same bed thing, I was like, oh, he all the way done.
Yeah. Now, when they did the blindfold activity, Zach and Michaela, that's the last thing we're going to do. When they did the blindfold activity, and Michaela asked him, what do you think about the future? And he says, the future is doubtful. And that made me think of the question. At least he said it. Some people don't say it.
Right.
And it's how, like, why do some people hold us hostage?
In real life.
Real life, like
in real life, I feel like people hold you hostage because they don't want you to be with anyone else, but they really don't want you to be with anyone else. Now,
so then what do they want?
They want to have access to you. They want the benefits of you. They just don't want you. If that makes sense. That might not make sense, but as a woman, that happens to us all the time.
You think so?
It's like he had an honest conversation, like, big ups to him for expressing himself. But I think it goes back to what Michaela says, like, when you say something, don't be surprised at the reaction that happens.
Right. Because he hurt her feelings. He did hurt her feelings.
Oh, yeah. You see it all on her face.
See, I think because you saw her trying, like she was trying to get over that hump. And she was like, yo, hey, look, we can do some things. And I'm starting to see a future with this guy and I'm starting to move forward. And then all of a sudden it was like, Can you see a
Sucker
future?
punch.
Like what?
That keeps happening with them.
Right to the gut.
But that keeps happening because he'll say stuff like, as long as we continue to do things like this, like when they went on their date last week, as long as we continue to do things like this, I can see us, moving forward.
Yeah.
And then
like
like
the fun stuff.
Then the next day he starts talking about how he can't trust her because of her anger and how she responds to stuff. So it's like I almost feel like he's finding excuses for it not to work because he doesn't want it to.
Do you think? Here's my question.
What is it?
Do you think he's getting Michaela's juice box off air?
Man, no.
No, because it was good. It was so good. He was acting right. No, no, that crazy stuff.
Listen to me. I heard a rumor. They say the crazy is the best.
They
say the crazy. They say the crazy get you right. I saw it in. I saw it in the magazine somewhere a long time ago. Don't just nah. He ain't
pre-marriage.
Nah, pre long time.
I got your back.
Long time.
Oh yeah, we got your back. All right, so we're gonna move on to Gil and Mirla. During their meeting with Dr. Viviana, Gil ranks their physical intimacy a 5. Fair?
Heck yeah.
No. Oh yeah. For Gil, yeah. I'm sorry, I heard you wrong.
Because he only got to a 5 after the foot
Mirla
rub.
said like an 8.
She said an 8.
Mirla said an 8. Physical intimacy. I don't know what Mirla's thoughts of physical intimacy are.
Because it would include kissing.
Well, but she said for her it was the cuddling. That she said the cuddling is her physical intimacy. That's I guess that's where she got that 8 from.
Yeah. Well, what I will say is, Jennifer, you're gonna have to do something. Y'all, Jennifer just popped in the show. So
what? Jenna, you in the garage?
Don't start with me. Look here, I wasn't gonna miss this. Now I just got through podcasting on another one, and I'm here today. Don't you start with me, Big Mom.
All right, Jen, you got a lot going on in your background.
I'm just saying, hey, Jen.
Hold on, I got
the garage though.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Yeah, if you had your headset, that'd be great. But do you think that? But if Mirla's level of intimacy is the cuddling, it is the hand holding. Well, she's doing that.
Yeah, she is.
If that's her thing,
and that's why she said 8. That's why she got an 8, and Gil said 5.
Well, because Gil's level of intimacy, is it fair? Should we expect people to be on the same level of intimacy that we are?
No.
Why not?
Because we're all not the same.
But we expected to know everybody's love language. Why not expect me to be meet me where I'm at?
We're not expected to know a stranger's love language.
I mean, but they married. You're supposed to know. Like I think eventually you get on the same wavelength. Like I know what you need, and you should know what I need. And the day ain't no 5 and no 8. Like we should be somewhere in the middle between them.
Well, I think that the major part for me is that you just meet people where they are.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Gil is doing. Gil is meeting her where she is. She's down here. She's like, hey, look, I don't kiss. Now the one thing I respect the devil out of Gil for, Gil gonna tell you like it is. Hey, Dr. Viviana said, I heard you said that if you don't get a kiss by decision that you out. He said, yep, sure did.
I'm gone.
Like, this is it. Like, I'm telling you, this is it. She said, well, and then Mirla was like, I think, Dr. Viviana asked, could you see yourself doing that? She said, yeah, I just don't know when. Well, hell, when is, how long? This is a question I want the listeners to answer, and I want each one of you to answer on right now. How long was the longest you ever dealt with someone before getting a kiss? Jen.
Man, don't ask me nothing like that.
What?
I'm gonna say this. Because I'm just getting in. So let me say this first. Mirla reminds me of the popular girl that was in school. You know how she made the dude wait out and make him wait out and make him wait out, and then he get it, and it ain't gonna be no good. That's how I feel about her right now. But anyways, how long have I waited for a kiss? I'd say maybe 2 or 3, 4 days. Because I mean, the kiss is the connection to me. That lets me know you might can do a little something.
Okay.
Just off of one kiss?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because if you can't kiss, I mean, you can't do other things. A
So
kiss is simple.
not the
Okay.
way you describing. Y'all was tonguing it down the first time, huh?
You know, that's what I do.
Oh Lord. Yeah.
The longest I've waited. I want to say maybe the second date.
Second date.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Second
Second
date.
date. Second date. First date was get to know each other. Second date, making moves.
Okay. Key.
Key. 2 years.
No. No, hold on. Okay.
She going way back
The long-
back in the days. What was
No,
his name?
no.
Jim Bob over there.
No. The longest it was like the fourth time I hung out with the person. So I had to hung out with him a few times.
Okay. That's what's up. All right. Nobody on our feed answered. So do you think
Yusuf, you didn't answer.
I didn't?
He never answers our questions that he asks me.
That's why I'm called the moderator.
We didn't know what you was
There was a time long time ago.
Previous life.
I literally waited 7 months.
Was she long distance?
No, she lived about 15 minutes away. Why? I don't know.
Was it worth it?
I'm gonna tell you what's crazy.
Come on now.
She was now CL. No,
I
let
like
me say
tea.
this. Let me say this. First off, CL, I'm sorry. All right, CL told me, and Be Easy to call me Be Easy. Shouts out to you, B. DJ Blaze Radio Show. Make sure to check out the podcast and my co-host CL Butler. If you get a chance, follow him on Instagram at CL2 Butler. But CL Butler 2, sorry.
Okay, I was about to say that is not right.
At CL Butler 2. He told me they called me up and said, Yoshi, you gotta stop being so honest. I'm sorry, I am who I am. So I'm gonna be who I am because that's all I know how to be. I think I might have been somewhere around 19.
Oh, that was a minute ago.
Yes.
You don't wait that long. Now.
Yes, and I was just
No, who waited 7 months? Who wait that long?
At this age, I mean,
She better be a celebrity or something.
no, not even that.
Put some lips.
So I would ride this. I would go to her house that she lived. She lived a couple cities over. I was living in Jersey at the time, and she would live a couple cities over. And I would go over there, hang out with her on her front stoop, laugh just for hours on end.
Her daddy was home.
Listen, I don't know.
I'm trying to make it.
I never went in the house.
You looking for the details. Let the man tell the story. It's
So
honest
then,
to know.
After about a month, her friend messed around and told me that she was a virgin. I was like, well, I guess I can get it a little. All right. And at this time, I'm far from a virgin. But I'm like, all right, well, we'll wait this thing out. And 1 month turned into 2, and 2 turned into 3. And then she was really cool. So I was like, well, I stopped thinking about it. And then on month 7, I got, for a better way of saying it, I got both sets of lips. So
At the same time. I'm about to come.
So, but I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. Like, that was it. After that, we broke up and we didn't talk no more. I saw her like 2 years later. No, 3 years later. She had I came home from college, so I saw her. It's about 3 or 4 years later, and she had 4 kids and
One of them was yours?
No,
Hey, kid.
not at all.
I was trying to make
Dang.
this story real good.
No.
The man just told me that wasn't his flavor of juice. It wasn't the right juice box. Wrong
Not at
flavor.
all. But but it goes to show that I waited the whole situation out, and that's the longest that I've waited. And I guess we probably still be if I'm still waiting.
Sometimes you need to just keep it to yourself.
Sometimes you need to wait it out. Just keep waiting.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Do somebody else. Just don't do it.
But speaking of getting the lips,
I got my first kiss. I thought she was coming for a hug, and then she kissed me on the lips, and I was like, You sure you wanted to do that? Like,
Was like one peck and then done, or was like a little peck and then back
it
in
was
it? Back in it? You know what we talking
peck.
about?
And then I was like, I asked her, you sure that's what you wanted to do? And then she kissed me again.
Hey, we got 2 kisses.
Nice.
So you have kissed. Oh my God. You initiated it?
I had to. That was like the thing. He's like, I'm not even gonna try. I was like,
That's so cute.
Gil, you
got
get
it.
you one of these, brother. That man has
Most patient
God-given
man on
patience.
television right now.
Congratulations, Gil. You're that dude.
Gil, my man Gil got them lips. Gil got them lips.
That's the name of this show.
Yeah, got the lips.
Got the lips. That's the name of the
She ain't
show.
talking, we good.
That's the name of the show.
All right, we're gonna move on. Let's go. Bow and Johnny. There was a question that was asked in the sets of questions, and I want to ask each one of you. And I actually want the listeners to chime in, and we're going to post it on our Instagram tomorrow. RELSTAT podcast. The question is, what's the biggest insecurity about yourself and why? So let's go. I'll go with you, Jeff. Hey, Jen, you're gonna have to mute a little bit. That air killing you.
Hi.
Mute till you answer. Mute till you answer.
Insecurity about myself. Dang. I ain't never been asked that question. Let me think. The biggest insecurity.
While Jeff, while Big Muff, while he's
Yeah, go to Key.
Key, what's your biggest insecurity and why?
My biggest insecurity about myself is the fact that I can't cook. So, with me only knowing how to cook with directions, I feel like whoever I be with, like I'm always upfront about it, but I just don't want to be in a situation where a man acts like they accept me for that, and then like when we blow up, like something happens and he blows up and just say like I'm like less than because I've had that happen before because I can't cook.
Okay, can't cook. That's an insecurity. That dude, Jeff, coming back to you. What's your biggest insecurity?
I think my biggest insecurity is my attention to detail. Like I miss a lot of stuff sometimes, and it worries me sometimes that I'm going to miss something that's like of super importance. Like if you forget this, it's literally going to cause a domino effect.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's, I ain't gonna say the biggest insecurity. That's one of the biggest insecurities. Like I don't get it all the time.
Okay. Jen, what's your biggest insecurity?
I'm an overthinker. I overthink things, which can I read between the lines too much. He may be meaning one thing, but I take it as another thing because I've read too much into it. So that kind of, it kind of messes up the mood or the moment. So, yeah.
Okay. I think I would have to say that my biggest insecurity is, and here's the thing, I wrote the question, but I really don't have any.
Because you don't answer. Wait, you don't have insecurities?
I don't have any. I don't feel insecure about anything. You people who know me. I'm gonna stand on my two, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, don't let me be right. I very rarely regret things. I think that whatever decisions I've made have gotten me to this point in my life currently. So I used to be insecure about my looks when I was young, and I think that's why I treated women the way I did in my younger days.
Mm-hmm.
Was because I wanted to hurt somebody before they hurt me, or I didn't, and I couldn't stand rejection. Not that I couldn't stand it, I could take it, but that's the reason why I was shy. Was because I was insecure in my own looks, and I thought because there was a girl who told me when I was in middle school that I was ugly, and that kind of had carried with me for a long time. So I was like, if I'm ugly and you keep messing with me, and these women are messing with me, shoot, they eventually gonna break up with me because I'm ugly. So I'm gonna just break all these people's heart so that I don't get my heart broken. So I think that was an insecurity a long time ago, but now I just come to terms with people like you for whatever reason. And if they don't like you, what did Bernie Mac say? F them. F them up against the wall.
Up against the wall.
Crazy you know, and that's become kind of sort of my thing. Like if you don't like something about me, that's on me. I can't do nothing about it. I'm too old to change it. I can make myself better. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, what am I sitting here for? Like, we both don't have to stay here. So I don't really have any insecurity, personally. And I see none of our listeners have any insecurities. So we'll move on. Johnny calls, in the meeting with Dr. Viviana, Johnny calls the sex vanilla.
Oh, the vanilla sex.
Well, before we get to the vanilla sex.
You remember that other couple had said that?
Yeah.
About cocaine and
Is that an insult to power?
That is the F-boy superpowers at work. The F-boy superpowers at work. Because this is what he's at. Because watch what he did in his conversation. He said that, right? By the end of that conversation, what did Bow said? I probably want to do it maybe once a day, a couple times a week. And Johnny said, I can help that. I can do that right there. Let me go ahead and make you feel bad. So right after that, you feel like you got to swing for the fence every doggone time.
Oh, yeah. That straw got to hit the bottom.
The F-boy superpowers at work. Let me use the reverse Jedi mind trick to make you think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to get all the juice out.
The whole six pack just squeeze like this.
All right. So my question is okay, we ain't gonna go there. Is Johnny really in love at the moment, or do you think he's just extremely in lust? Jen, I know Jen was ready for that question.
I had you on mute because I didn't want you to hear my ear. You asked me, do I think Johnny is in love with Val?
Or is he just in lust? Yes.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because it's too much back and forth between him and Val, right? I don't know where he is in it. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because he's putting on a good facade. I think he's putting on a good face. I think
he's like a fair weather friend. He's there when it's good, and then when it's bad, he's ready to go. And so I can't see the commitment. I can't see the consistency. I can't see where. I mean, the only time he contributes is if she's doing something that caters to him.
Okay, I can see that. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Now let's get into what we all came for.
Come on.
I ain't even gonna hold it back. I ain't gonna wait for it. We ain't gonna discuss nothing else. There. We gonna get to it. Here it goes.
This evening, we were upstairs at the clubhouse, and Rachel calls me by another man's name. You called me by a different man's name.
And I immediately apologized. But you locked me out.
You know I lock the door every night.
Without your wife home.
I don't know where you were at.
Then ask. He doesn't care. You have not taken accountability in any of this.
Accountability for what?
Why we're struggling right now.
I don't want to convince you to want to be in this marriage if you don't want to be in it. I don't want you to think that I'm saying it just because.
It's making it worse, you not saying it. I don't feel that you are remorseful at all, and I cannot be your wife.
I'm calling it time of death. That day. Stamp. It's done. Done. It's over. Rose has left the building.
Rose has left the building?
Dad.
Jen, what's your thoughts, Jen?
I'm going to tell you Jose that dude. He just didn't give a...
You say he's that dude?
Let me explain.
I was not expecting this.
You need to explain.
Yeah, because you know what? She did not, out of all of this, all she did was apologize. Yes, he was wrong for locking the deadbolt on the door and having her out. You're supposed to know where your mate is at all times. However, she never took responsibility of calling him another man's name. That is that's so wrong. Like, what are you thinking about? Now, I'm not siding with Jose. I'm not siding with him that he was right. But
Okay, Jen. You hit a bad spot there, Jen. You hit a bad spot. We couldn't hear nothing you said just now.
Say what?
You hit a bad spot just now. We didn't hear us and the listeners.
I'm sorry, sir. I tower out of here. So I sympathize with him because I understand his frustration. He was upset. He's putting his all in this. He came to this with the expectations that this is his wife. This is where we are. I thought we were in love. I told you I'm in love. Now you put him in a position that you're calling another man's name. Why? Who are you talking to? Why would you call me another man's name?
Okay.
What's going on with that?
Nah, Jen, I think you missed the end part where
please.
She called him Johnny.
Where she called him Johnny.
Which was
why she calling him Johnny?
The F-boy superpowers strike again.
Because
is her and Johnny together?
It was a simple mistake. Like I don't think he completely overreacted.
They don't know each other.
This is not the way. This is not the way. Like, first off, and I said this last night, and I don't remember if I tweeted it or if I put it on Instagram or what, or if I just said it in my head out loud. I said that couldn't have been my sister. Couldn't have been my sister. Not you talking to her like that, and then you lock her out the house to the point where she got to go to other people's houses, and he can't say that he forgot or whatever. Because even the dudes, all the guys, when they called golf, they roasted him on that. Like, yo, what are you, crazy? Like,
you accidentally locked the deadbolt.
You accidentally locked the deadbolt? No, you were being the female that you are, and everything you called your wife, you are. Period. You don't do that. Like, so what? She called you the wrong name. Was it in bed, or was it a mistake, or was it the fact that you've known this woman 3 weeks?
Right. Let's not forget that.
You only know this woman 3 weeks, and she made a simple one-time mistake. Yeah. And there's never been any reason. Rachel, not once through this whole process, has shown anything in all 11 episodes, 10 episodes, whatever it is. She has never shown one thing where she has said that she's wavered, no matter how she's felt. And she even wrote a letter to herself and kept it to herself until this came up.
For 2 weeks.
She felt like he was controlling. She felt, and that man is controlling. And this is the ultimate red flag. And if I'm Rachel, I am out. I don't need to hear I don't need to hear nothing else. It's done because you. Go ahead, Jen.
We're just so I'm leaving very necessary podcast, and that's what we're talking about. Holding on, right? Stop holding on to something that you don't see. If you feel it and you see it and it ain't doing it, let it go. And that's what he did. I mean, he did it wrong. He did it the wrong way, but he let it go.
Jen, there's no way you can tell me, Jen, there's no way you can tell me you make that mistake. Like, you're in a relationship now. And I'm
not calling him nobody else named Honey.
It wasn't during intercourse though.
And it wasn't during intercourse. It was a regular conversation. She probably slipped. She's like, oops, I'm sorry. Like, you ain't never, as a parent.
My mama been calling me somebody else's name, and I'm on
the Edison, Caleb, like somebody, whoever it is, come in. Like, you know your name.
Right.
Like, I just think that we make, as humans, we're human, and we make mistakes. It's just what happens. And for you to totally disregard your wife, and talk to her like that. But here's the other component that I think is just completely ridiculous. You talk to your wife like that on television.
Oh, but
what would you say off camera?
You can't take that back.
Camera.
Can't take that back.
You did not care. You do not care. You know what I'm saying? At all. You just don't care. And I feel like when them boys roasted him, and they was like, dog, like, and here's the thing. He knew he was wrong. Matter of fact, he knew he was wrong. I'm about to play it for you. He knew he was wrong because he left parts out. Where's it at? Right here, I think.
You still love her?
Oh yeah, I even sent her a text before I got here. I was like, hey, I know you don't want to hear this.
Yeah.
But I miss you and I love you.
And does she still feel the same way about you?
I do not love him anymore.
He broke a major boundary though. That's like,
now I'm in totally unmarked territory. Like, could I regain trust? Can I love again the same person? I had no idea.
Man, did you see how everybody looked at him?
Because he's
They
stupid.
all said he was leaving parts out because it didn't make sense.
Yeah, he was leaving parts out.
The fact that
he kept saying she left on her own. She just left. I didn't know why would I trust her? And she just called me another name and she left. You told her to get out. Get the F out, actually. You cursed her out and made her leave in the middle of the night. But then you go around saying she just left.
Remember she said like her friend was there?
Well, that was the producer.
The producer, and she said she walked them out. Yeah. And when she came back in,
she didn't have no bags or anything.
No, so how do you think she left?
Like, and it wasn't even that long.
Did she have a phone?
No,
she had to just go knock on everybody's door.
She didn't have a phone because she called her cousin.
Okay, and then she knocked on everybody else's door.
And then she knocked on everybody else's door, but everybody else was asleep. And they went to the queues, like knocking on people. Why? Why is your wife out here knocking on other people's doors?
Because and like 1 something in the morning.
Because of you. I've been in a lot of relationships, and I have never once came out my mouth. Get the F out. F you. You can leave. You can this. You can that. I mean, come on, cuz.
Do you think part of this is still because he holding on to the fact of that whole infidelity thing that she admitted like way back when?
Listen, you're holding her for accountable for something she didn't do to you. Like she didn't do it to you. And he even said, it's like, I don't think anybody's cheated on him. He saw how it affected how his dad cheated on his mom or something like that way back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Yeah, this is me. You tell me to get the F out. You lock the door behind me and all that.
I wouldn't come back neither. That's it.
No, I'm not coming back.
That's it.
Stamp it. Time of death. Time of death. Episode 10.
Yeah.
Escape.
I'm not coming back.
Escape from Jose.
What am I coming back for? I'm coming back for you to berate me again? I'm coming back for you to demean me again? To curse me out?
No empathy the next day.
Didn't care.
That man was. Y'all remember when because I hate to talk about my boy like this, but he been crying for too long. Okay, he said when him and Michaela was going through whatever, he said he couldn't eat. We look at Jose. Jose had like a whole meal.
Yo, he was like, he was that man was turning that steak. He was
eating
that thing.
He was like, all right.
Not bothered.
He was like, all right, cool. All right.
Yeah, I got you, cuz. I got you. I'm gonna go ahead and
you want to go?
Do what I do. You want to go? Go. Yeah, that's it right there.
I'm not gonna make her stay.
I'm not gonna make her stay. Man, I wish if my sister would have called me with that. The good Lord knows what he does.
So do you think now, though, he's going to have, because it's apparent he's going to try to make up. Like, do you think he's going to try to make up, or is he just going to lie in this? Because I think one thing about Jose like to save face. Jose like to make himself look like the good guy, like the dude who's got it all together. So do you think he's going to try to play wounded, try to turn this around, play victim, whatever type of stuff?
Oh, like she left him?
Yeah.
He already tried.
I could see that because he basically said she called him the wrong name and then just left him, and he didn't know where she was in the middle of the night. So he already started that.
And he knew. He was calculating. But the thing I like about the guy, Gil said, my man Gil was like, man, come on now. So you mean to tell me? And he told it to him. Everybody else said it to the individual camera. Gil told it to him. Hey man, come on, man. So you did. I would never do that to my wife. No matter what.
Gil was still high off that kiss, boy. Gil was on cloud nine.
He's big on accountability.
Gil is big on accountability and being truthful with people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think in that moment, Gil was just being who he is and what he is. And what he is an honest person who's going to wear his emotions on his sleeve and tell you exactly how he feels in the moment. And he called him on his BS, which was right. And then the boys looking at them like literally earlier that day, you were hugging and kissing on this woman. Mm-hmm. And all she did at upstairs at the rooftop or whatever the clubhouse,
penthouse, whatever.
Where apparently Johnny and who else was up there? Because Johnny was up there.
Brett.
And
he said they had a conversation or something like that.
Yeah, Brett and Ryan was up there because Ryan is the one that said. But she called you Johnny. It ain't like she called you somebody else's name.
does it make it worse that it was Johnny's name that she called, and he blew up like that? Like, because when he said Johnny, he said it's gonna come out. She called you Johnny. Did you see everybody else start laughing?
Yeah, like what? Like they couldn't believe it. Yeah, and that's a point, Carol.
And Val didn't even feel one way about it. Like
Val was like,
because I would have been like, well, why is she calling your name? That would, I mean, if I was wretched like that, but I'm not wretched like that. Right?
Val was under the F boys, not anymore.
she had already done, you know.
She don't have that salad toss when she got there. She was under the F boy superpowers.
Right. But for me, I would have been like, well, why is she calling your name? Like, what's going on with that?
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm trying to understand, but
there's no way to understand this. He was wrong.
He's wrong.
I listen. I've already passionately spoken. So I'm just saying. I'm trying to understand whatever it is he had doing, but I don't know.
He's making an excuse for this not to work because we all know he don't want.
He don't.
So
want.
do you?
So
do you
then,
think
my question.
Okay.
Question.
Yeah.
Question for everybody. Listeners, everybody, if you have the answer to this question, send me the answer to this question, relstatpodcast@gmail.com, or leave us a voicemail. Please, I really need the voicemails on this, 843-310-8637. Why do we tell people we love them that we don't love?
I don't do that. I can't answer that.
But people do it every day.
I'm all in when I say them 3 words. But yeah. I think if I'm talking about for him, I think it was because he said it because it knew it was another form of control for him. Like he knew if I told her
first.
She said it first.
I think he just said it back. I think that's what it was.
I think they just want it so bad that it just feels like it's love.
And you could be right.
Yeah, you feel like you want it just that bad. Like I really want it that bad that I just feel like it's almost like how do you want it's predictable. Like we're supposed to get married, we're supposed to be in love, we're supposed to have kids, we're supposed to buy a house. Like all of these things are in place, and they feel like that's something that they should do.
Well, what I will say is, I think that, like you said, I think he needed this control. I think he's a control freak. I think he has to intricately place all these things. But he wasn't under pressure to tell her that he loved him, that he loved her.
I guess some people don't like to leave you hanging when you say it first.
True.
Not making an excuse for him because I don't left a lot of people hanging.
He probably did it because he's like, if I let this slip, she gonna start thinking something else. I need to keep this image together. I need her to believe this so I can keep all my plans in line. Because you see what happened when the plan all of a sudden veered left and she calling another dude's name. Now it's like all hell done broke loose. Woman, you tripping? Get the F out my house.
Yeah, and it was so quick. But we're gonna get off on
but
that.
She said Johnny's name. That's what makes it worse.
The F boy himself, the F boy powers.
The F boy superpowers have spread because Val was probably talking trash, like, yeah, Johnny did this and did that, and she was like, oh. Conversation starter.
The conversation starter. All right. Well, let's get into what you watching. The What You Watching segment, which is brought to you by Metro Tap. Download the Metro Tap app, and you don't need nothing else but your phone and the piece. Tap the phone, and all your social media information is instantly exchanged with the person and that person does not need the Metro Tap app. So go ahead and download the Metro Tap app anywhere on Android or iOS. All right. Jen, what you watching?
Still on the Titans.
Oh my God. You gotta come with
Queen Sugar.
Queen Sugar. How good is the new season?
Yeah, new season's out, and then Titans, of course.
Titans.
Go watch that.
Jeff, what you watching?
Yo, so I just finished what's the doggone show? Warrior. And Maylin, if you listening to this show, the bad guy's name was Mylene. And about 2 episodes, I was saying, Maylin, you tripping. For about 2 episodes. So Maylin, let me apologize right now. But yo, I just finished off Warrior. Y'all pray for me because y'all been talking about it long enough. So I'm gonna crack open clickbait later tonight.
Oh, don't do it tonight.
I do, and
If you gotta work
y'all,
tomorrow,
Do it when you get off tomorrow. Don't do it
don't
tonight.
do it.
You're gonna stay up all
Jeff,
night.
don't do it to yourself
bro,
tonight.
y'all been talking about enough. I need to. I'm gonna step my toe.
Jeff.
You
and
can
see
wait till
what's up.
tomorrow because you ain't gonna get no sleep.
Don't do it to
And-
yourself tonight, son.
And then the other thing I'm going back and watching this show called Snowfall. I don't know if anybody's ever watched Snowfall.
Of
Snowfall
course we
was
did.
a dope show.
Key is a big fan of Snowfall and the main character.
Damson Idris.
Damson Idris. I didn't even know how to pronounce his name.
It's Damson. Yes.
Whatever that boy name is, he was sounding too West Coast, and then I found out the man was English. So that's like wow.
All right, Key, what you watching?
I watched Sweet Life Los Angeles. It's on HBO Max. I watched that in a day. It was pretty good. The first season on HBO Max.
You watched the whole first season?
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna be that good. It's produced by Issa, right? And I did not expect for it to be that good, but I ended up watching it in one sitting. I'm currently finishing season 17 of Grey's Anatomy because I didn't watch it while it was on TV, and All American season 3 because I didn't watch it.
Wasn't Merida like in a coma for the entire season?
That is why I wasn't watching it because she had COVID for at least 16 episodes. And, losing so many people to COVID, it's really hard for me to get through the season. But the new season comes out next week. So I'm trying to finish it. But,
I got you.
Okay. I'm all in on my man Lucifer. I've been binging Lucifer for about the last couple of days. Lucifer has become God. So that's an interesting twist to the dynamic. No one saw a thing.
What channel is that?
Caroline. A thing? No, I have not seen a thing, Carol. Carol, what's that, Caroline?
Wait, is that the name of the show, or is she saying no one saw a thing?
No one saw a thing. Could be. I don't know. All right. Clarify that for us, Carolina, so we can make sure we get you right. All right, and now we're going to get into our basically the segment where I'm never wrong, and that's the Who You Riding With segment, which is brought to you by the Southern Elegance Candle Company, where modern values meet Southern charm. Right now, you can check out their fall and holiday collection with candle scents such as caramel, latte, fireside, sweet potato, and brown sugar, and our own personal favorite, orange spice. The scent is closed, wrapped in a citrusy orange essence that takes you all the way back to grandma's house. So be sure to visit secandleco.com and use your promo code CRUX, that's CRUX, for 50% off your regularly priced items. That's secandleco.com, where they lovingly craft each scent and city combination to elicit a fond memory to whisk you to a place of pure joy. I just got my orange spice in the mail, and I hate candles. I do, but I had to burn that thing.
Where'd you burn it at?
Huh?
I said, where'd you burn it at? In
the kitchen. Because I can't burn it in my bedroom. And I think it's creepy to burn it in the bathroom by yourself.
It's really not.
So
it's really not.
But what I can say is I did burn the orange spice, fill the house up. I might be becoming a candle guy. So go ahead and check out secandleco.com and get yours today. We're gonna start with Key first. Who you riding with, Key?
I am riding with Gil and Merla for another week that I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong, so don't do that. You's a hater.
The easy choice, man. Easy choice. Jen, who you riding with?
I'm still gonna go with Brett and Ryan because I think he's learning how to fall in love with her.
What show were you watching? Jen like that toxic love. That's that. Oh. Jen like that toxic love. Jeff, who you riding with?
I'm riding with Jen, wherever she going. Bring me back something to eat. Well, who am I riding with? I am riding with the F-boy superhero and his sidekick Bow. That's who I'm going with this week, Johnny and Bow.
Oh, Jeff.
I'm riding with it. Also, I must admit, I started. Y'all talked about it enough too. I watched like a couple episodes of F-Boy Island. I am ridiculous. This foolishness. I said, y'all got me watching foolishness now. I saw a couple episodes of F-Boy Island.
It's addictive too now. F-Boy Island is
that's why I
addictive
said
too.
that's why I said the F-Boy superpowers are at work. They are working.
All right. Who am I gonna ride with? Who does that leave? It leaves Jose and Rachel.
Pastor Kyle.
Why'd you laugh like that? It leaves Jose and Rachel, and who else?
Michaela and
Zachary.
The Libra.
Michaela.
The Libra? Is that what you calling him now?
Yes, that's what he is. He's a Libra.
He don't went from good looking to Zach to Zachary to just the Libra.
I mean, that's what he is. I can't help when he was born. That's what he is.
All right, I'm gonna go with
Carolina said she a Libra.
the Crybaby and Michaela.
You just want to go with nobody else.
Just because I'm always right.
Who you went with last week?
With Johnny and Bob.
Oh,
with that juice box.
Yeah, you did.
Yum sauce all around, baby.
That yum sauce for everybody. That yum sauce for everybody.
That's a smart choice for a while.
Oh yeah, it's a smart choice.
Because she got that bow, bow, bow.
Bow, bow. Oh shoot. All right, man. As always, man, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure being with y'all each and every Thursday. Make sure y'all come back and check us out. Carolina says she's a Libra. Them divorce papers Jose gonna get.
That's a smart choice.
That's what she riding with. Carolina is riding with them divorce papers that Jose gonna get. That is a safe choice. That is a safe
very
choice.
safe bet.
All right, hey, Jen, where can they find you in your podcast?
All right, we are the Very VARY Necessary Podcast. You can catch us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Spotify, and anywhere you catch your favorite podcast for free. You can also email us at the Very VARY Necessary Podcast at gmail.com. Instagram, the Very Necessary Podcast, as well as Unapologetic Talk on Facebook.
Okay, my girl Speak with Key. Tell them where they can find your podcast and all your information.
You can find My Girl Speak with Key each and every Wednesday wherever you get your podcast for free. You can find the podcast Instagram, MCS with Key. My Instagram is the Diary of Key, and that's my name on Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, Pinterest, Clubhouse, Two Eyes, all that. And if you like to look at the website, it's mygirlspeak.com.
Okay, my man, Big Muff in the building. Big Muffins in the building. Go ahead and tell them where they can find you at, if they can find you yet.
Not yet, ladies and gentlemen. The podcast is coming soon. Keep your ears to the streets. We'll be out and about. Until then, you can find me in room 810 teaching 6th grade science tomorrow.
Well, I guess that would be where they can find you, right, Jeff?
That's exactly where they're going to find me. Mr. Wilson's class.
All right, man. And you can find me at Yosh in the building on Instagram. You can find me at Yoshi English on Facebook and at I am Coach E _ on Twitter. You can check me out every Thursday. I drop my tips for dating as a single dad. It drops on all our feeds. And then you can also catch the podcast, me, my co-host CL Butler, and my other co-host, Neat Cruz. You can catch us on the Relationship Status Podcast each and every Monday and Wednesday on all podcast platforms. And definitely follow us, all of your social media platforms, even TikTok at RELSTAT Podcast. And if you want to join the conversation, email us, RELSTATpodcast@gmail.com. And give us a phone call. Like I said, answer that question for us. Hit us on the voicemail, 843-310-8637 for Jen Key and my man, that dude, Jeff, a.k.a. Big Muffins. It's your boy, Yusuf, in the building, and we are out. Peace.